Let's imagine a scenario. It's mid-afternoon and you're walking down the city streets with your mother. On your side of the sidewalk, you see a disheveled-looking man holding a cardboard sign up. He looks dirty and sad, but you don't know why. You turn to your mother as she holds your hand closer and clutches her purse, walking to the opposite side of the road to get away from the man. She tells you that was a homeless person and that you should be cautious when near them. They buy drugs with any money you give them, so it's best to just leave them alone. Now, this very interaction is the very basis and topic of this video today. I want to sit back and think for a second about how this interaction plays out. The mother clutches her purse and avoids the man, telling her son how bad and dangerous they can be. Now, I want you to stop thinking about these people as homeless people. These are humans. This man who is dirty because he has no shower, this man who is cold because he has no home, this man who is sad because he is treated less than human. How would you feel if you had to be in the position where, due to your poor social class, you are constantly treated with pity or fear? Imagine you are constantly being avoided, being subjected to constant discrimination because of false stereotypes. This corruption comes with age, but as children we lack context, so we see such a person and we have no prejudgment of danger. We see them for how they truly are. They are humans. Now, there are homeless people who are criminals, absolutely, so a level of caution is obviously warranted. But it's given false credence in the assumption that something bad will actually happen. When you're driving your car, there's always a chance for someone to crash into you. You don't just walk to work because that could happen. Treat these humans the same way. Caution is always needed, but it should not diminish the fact that they are no different from you or from me. Another thing that is paramount to know is the idea that homeless people just buy drugs with the money you give them. An overwhelming amount of the time, they don't. But there are some who do. But let's look a little deeper here. What they have is an addiction which they can do nothing about. They cannot go to rehab because they don't have the money for it. They are homeless. They don't have insurance. So what are they meant to do? They can't do anything. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, if I give them money and they just buy drugs, then wouldn't it be better to avoid giving them money or avoid them entirely, because that would just perpetuate their addiction? And the answer to that is yes. But do not avoid them. They are people like you and I are. Walk by and say hello. Stop and ask them how their day is going. You don't know how much these things can mean to someone who is constantly being avoided and looked upon with scrutiny because they are poor. Now, I won't get into how America as a society breeds a sort of hate and disdain for poor people. That topic is best discussed in another video. Homelessness is the product of a systemic failure of the American system, and to look upon these people as if they are failures is completely and utterly unacceptable. Is it not the American way to keep trying even when you get knocked down? So then I ask you, what can homeless people do? They cannot get back up because no one will hire them, due to biases against them or due to their unjust labeling as failures. So they are stuck. They are unable to pick themselves back up and get a better life. And when you're being treated as someone who has failed, a dirty and dangerous person that should be avoided, you can see how some would just give up. Now, a lot of American culture and society is embedded in the class system, where the classes above look down on those who are below. We need to abandon this preconceived notion and embrace compassion for people no matter where they lie on the class spectrum. So I encourage you to go and volunteer at your local homeless shelter and see for yourself these so-called dangerous people. I've been to my local shelter many times and even befriended a few of the people there. Only then can you make a fair and objective decision about how these people should be treated. So in conclusion, I want you to walk away from this video with a new understanding and perspective of how homeless people should be treated. I encourage you to tell me what you think in the comments. Like this video if you think it was good, and subscribe for more videos like this and more. My name is Anthony, and I'm glad you considered how homeless people should be treated.